one wants to sit at a desk all day cramming information into their head for an exam that may or may not determine their future. So not only is it boring, it is annoying, great. But if it is so insufferable, how are some students actually excelling? Do they genuinely enjoy studying? No, they don't. But the truth about high achievers is that through different subtle ways, they make studying a little less frustrating. Welcome to Next from Shemi. I'm Shemi, your internet friend. I am title leveling up. It is a new year, which means it is time for you to get out of the academic trenches. Because whether or not you want to admit it, grades actually matter. So today I'm going to be breaking down the simple ways that I have personally made studying a more enjoyable activity over the years. Because you most likely don't even have a discipline problem when it comes to your academics. You have an attractiveness problem. In the book Atomic Habits by James Clear, one of the laws for behavioral change, which is like how to form habits and how to make habits stick, I made a video on that, is make it attractive. Basically, if you don't have a craving to do a habit, you are not going to do it. So the same thing applies to your academics. If you genuinely dread studying, you are always going to find a way to avoid it. So the secret is not just to push through, be disciplined, be hardworking, be all of this. Yes, it's very important, but you also need to have some kind of motivation for you to study. So how do we make studying more attractive? Well, I like to believe that there are two types of high achievers. We have the Paris Girls and the Rory Gilmores. If you watched Gilmore Girls, you know who these characters are. So basically, Paris Gela is she's your hardcore student. She's always studying. She does all these extracurriculars. She wasn't even the teacher's pet. She was the student that all the teachers hated and were afraid of. But like, she always got good grades, was really hardworking. But she was studying to the point of unhealthy obsession. She didn't genuinely love learning. She just studied so that she could get good grades and get to her dream university, which she didn't end up getting into. So then we have the Rory Gilmores. Ordinarily, Rory is supposed to fit the stereotype of Paris because she's also a high achieving student. The thing that differentiates Rory from Paris is that Rory genuinely loves learning, and we see it because she's always reading a book and she also wants to be a journalist. She's curious, she's creative, she has that kind of drive to learn, and because of that, it translates into her academics, and that's how she was valedictorian of her set. Even though I don't really believe that she could have been valedictorian after 3 years, or was it 2 years in the high school? So Rory doesn't just study to pass the test, she studies because she's a learner, and that's the kind of approach that we want to take towards our academics. Not just this like brute force discipline approach, but one of like the kind of soft, we love learning is like soft seriousness. That's what I like to do personally. That is the kind of approach that we want to take. But the problem is that you are burning out because you are trying to force yourself into this mode of Paris Geller, when in reality, deep down, you are Rory Gilmore. But you are meant to be genuinely curious, you are meant to genuinely learn. So, how do we access our inner Rory Gilmore? First of all, you need to change your mindset from studying to learning. When I was in SS1, I started to really discover the beauty of learning through one of my favorite YouTubers, Unjaded Jade. And basically, she used to talk about how schools have kind of programmed us to see studying as this really dreadful thing because it's always associated with stress and tests and examinations, when in reality it's supposed to be something that you genuinely enjoy. So when you shift that focus from simply passing tests to actually becoming a lifelong learner, you start to see better results in your academics, and you also become a more knowledgeable and a more intelligent person, not just in terms of like grades, but in terms of your worldview. So we need to detach from that toxic mentality of, oh, I just need to study and pass this test. No. To approach studying with genuine curiosity. This kind of mindset shift, it actually takes time. So now I still struggle to do it, even though I consider myself someone who really loves learning. There are some subjects where I just want to cram and get it over with. I have to force myself into becoming genuinely curious about it, and you need to do that too. It will take time, but once you stop studying to simply pass the test and start studying to understand, pressure drops and you start to see better results. So next is what I like to call the Hamilton method, because it is inspired by one of my favorite soundtracks of all time, the Hamilton musical. Okay, so what you're going to do is you're going to find, or in fact make up, you're going to manufacture one good thing about the subject that you hate the most. Yes, you know that subject that you hate studying. You are going to force yourself to associate something enjoyable, something good with it. Even though you can say that, oh my god, there's nothing good, you're going to find something. You are going to find something. So for me, I was an art student, and it's not like I hated mathematics. I did not hate maths. It's just that I am more inclined towards like essay and theory-based subjects than mathematics. And mathematics was sometimes it was annoying. So what I used to do was that I used to play music while solving mathematics because I can do that. Because I can do that, it makes me concentrate even more because I don't like silence. Because once there's silence, my inner thoughts start to take up. Okay. So I did not particularly enjoy mathematics. So in order to make it more bearable, I accompanied it with something that I loved, which was music. And I'm not talking about that like lo-fi, slow, chill music that you see on YouTube. No. I'm talking about hype Hamilton songs. Like there's this song called Non-Stop. It's a 10-minute song and it's a mix of rap and like normal singing, and it's basically a musical. You need to go listen to it. So I remember like the night before WAEC, like my mathematics WAEC exam, I literally was awake at 1 a.m. solving mathematics, but I was enjoying it because I was listening to my favorite soundtrack of all time, Hamilton the musical. So now anytime I want to solve mathematics, I'm actually looking forward to it because unlike other subjects, I can actually listen to music. You can try my methods. Just like create a specific hype playlist for mathematics and be listening to it anytime you're solving mathematics. It will give your ears that kind of dopamine hit and then translate to your brain, and then you start to associate good feelings with the subjects that you hate. So the next thing is the butterfly effect. Oh yeah, by the way, these points, they're just like anecdotes of my own personal stuff. Like for example, the Hamilton method is not a real method. It's not. I just created it myself. So this one, the butterfly effect. The butterfly effect is an actual concept, but so what you're going to do for topics that maybe you don't understand or topics that you are struggling to remember is you're going to relate it to things that you already know. For example, while I was learning, what topic was it? The theory of multiplier in economics. It's not like I didn't understand it, but I had a surface level understanding of it, but not a deeper understanding. So how it actually clicked for me was that I related it to the butterfly effect, which is the idea that a relatively small action leads to larger consequences, because I love learning about like psychology and all this stuff. For example, in Gilmore Girls, Rory and Lorelai, they were huge fans of like pop culture, music, movies. So it's very likely that Rory used to relate things like history to maybe like one of our favorite books or one of our favorite movies. If you can connect a boring topic to something like a movie, a book, or a concept that you know about, then that's when you actually start to understand it. It has to do with like high orders of learning. It's like it's a topic that I want to do research on and I want to make a video on. It's basically called Bloom's taxonomy of learning. When you apply concepts to other scenarios, it starts to like form your perspective. I don't know what I'm saying. I have to do my research on, and then make me think about it. I think I'm going to do like February or March. I don't know, probably much, but I understand it. So you guys should subscribe so that you'll be aware when I actually do this video, because I really want to learn more about it. I started researching it. I am. Anyways, so the next thing is environment hopping. You want to make sure that you are changing your environment as frequently as possible. Okay, do not study in the same place every single day for the entire semester. You are going to get bored. Yeah. You are going to get bored. So Rory, she was never in one spot. Like in the show, you see her studying in her bedroom, then you see her studying in Lorelai's bedroom, then you see her studying in the kitchen, in the library, in the living room. She was basically always moving about. What I used to do is that I would literally just stand up mid-study session and start dancing, or I'll start stretching, or I'll start like moving around. Basically anything so that I wouldn't stay in the same place for like 2 hours. Sometimes I would move into my living room, sometimes I would even go to my bed, which is not really recommended because you're gonna fall asleep. But personally, I don't fall asleep while studying. So remember during YA period, I would literally be studying government and be doing like jumping jacks, I would be dancing. I used to do a lot of weird stuff. So next we have YouTube University. I don't know how you can be on YouTube and not be using any study channel. Like, what are you doing? The truth is that textbooks are dry and boring. We do not want to read that. So for me, whenever I'm reading a textbook and I just don't understand, I'll literally just go on YouTube and look for a video on the topic. For example, biology. I did not use my biology textbook. Honestly, for most biology exams that I had, I would use flashcards online. Amoeba Sisters. There's this YouTube channel called Amoeba Sisters. They explain biology concepts so beautifully. They are just so fun, honestly. You may see it as kind of childish because of like the whole animation and everything, but personally I love them. Basically most of what I know about biology is because of them, and also Khan Academy. You can use Khan Academy for like biology, what else, economics, mathematics. Oh my god, Khan Academy is literally so amazing. I don't know how I forgot mathematics. I was also able to understand a lot of math concepts from them, like straight line geometry and all those like coordinates and everything. So I just gave you some recommendations. After watching this video, go check them out. But of course, don't just watch the videos passively, because I know that watching an educational video, you may see it as, oh, I did so much, I'm so productive. But if you don't take any notes, you don't make any flashcards, you don't question yourself, you don't review what you've learned, then it's basically just going to go to waste, because of you need to transfer the information from your short-term memory, which is like after you've watched the video, like a few minutes after you've watched the video, to your long-term memory, which is information that will last for a very long time. And if Rory was here in 2026, she'll probably be on YouTube the most. Okay, she'll ditch the libraries and start going to YouTube. So be like her. Next, you want to make sure that you are mixing up the methods. Do not just do the same thing over and over again, because it's going to become monotonous. So in the show Game Models, Rory used to use different study methods. Sometimes we'll see her like doing the traditional reading and speaking out loud, like trying to remember study method. Sometimes we'll see her using flashcards. Sometimes she'll be explaining it to her mom or a friend. Sometimes she'll be writing things down. So you want to make sure that you are mixing things up once in a while. Experiment with different study methods. Sometimes instead of using like flashcards or instead of using my notes, I would just do like a mind map. For literature too, sometimes I would use mind maps, and some other times I may decide to write essays. Just make sure that you're always changing things up, because it actually keeps your brain active, and it's just more fun that way. By the way, I'm going to be making a full video on the different kinds of study methods. It's probably going to come out next week or next 2 weeks, I'm not sure yet. But basically, I'll be breaking down the different kinds of study methods and also be ranking them. So make sure that you subscribe so that you do not miss that. So class is almost dismissed. But of course, I'm going to give you some assignments. So number 1, pick that one subject that you dread the most and find one way to make it attractive. You can create a specific playlist for it, buy a specific colored pen that you only use for that subject. Just make sure that you're associating it with good vibes and dopamine. 2, the location switch. For your next study session, do not just sit at your desk. Go to the kitchen, go outside, or even sit on the floor. There were times I did that. Sat on the floor to study. We don't talk about that. This forces your brain to see the material in a new light. And 3, become the teacher. Take a complex topic that you are struggling with right now and try to explain to your wall, your sibling, your mirror, your teddy bears, no judgment, in the simplest terms possible. Because if you can't explain it simply, you don't understand it well enough yet. So we are going to be going into this new term with the motto, if I do not enjoy it, I am going to make it more enjoyable. We are going to be rejecting the idea that studying has to be this miserable and annoying thing in order for you to actually be serious with it. It's time to embrace your inner Rory. So if you like this video, then you love my TikTok at summaries, where I give short and actionable advice on growing and blowing up. Also my Pinterest at Shemi's Digital Locker, where I provide aesthetic personal growth resources like motion templates, ebooks, journals, workbooks, Canva templates, and so on and so forth, as well as like motivational quotes, iPhone wallpapers, not just iPhone, phone wallpapers, desktop wallpapers. There are a lot of things there, so you should go check it out. And for facts, I'm actually writing a major exam this April. Yeah, it's called UTME for my non-Nigerian audience, like a computer-based standardized exam that you have to take in order for you to get into university. So if you want to see like behind the scenes of me being on my gap year and also like maybe study vlogs, you want to study with me, check out my gap year diaries playlist, which I'll put somewhere on the screen, like in the end screen. You can also have it somewhere. Yeah. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to leave a like, subscribe. Also comments down below something that you dread most about studying, and then I can help you to make it more enjoyable, and also other people can also help each other. Let's just make 2026 our academic comeback year.